want to release is not going to be televised.
All right.
But it's going to be released through the body. It's not going to be in theory, I can tell you that. So while everybody is being seduced by all this fake news and false advertisement, and everybody's trying to find out what venue is correct and what's the what's really going on, what's happening with us, there's something God has kept within himself from the foundation of the world, and he was just waiting for people crazy enough like us that would completely yield to the plan. First, we got to discover and find out what it's all about, but it's not going to come. It's not going to come through some of the main channels that we used to try to tap into. You know, your favorite preachers, favorite ministers and stuff. It's going to pale in comparison. It's going to be like, you're going to be like, man, I need some meat. I need some wine. I need some oil. I need a table, another table. And I'm not negating that because there's some people behind us that's going to need those different tables, those different expressions and persuasions. But some of us, we've been at that table too long. It's time for us to grow up. It's time for us to understand that there's something in the heart of the Father that he plans to work out through a people. Not just anybody, a Christos. Remember I told you a long time ago, we're going to be a Christos, a body of believers in the earth. I know I'm going to keep saying it. I feel like Noah sometimes. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. Sometimes I feel like God's going to anoint you. God's going to anoint you. God's going to change you. God is getting ready to do something. Our next is here. Our next is now.
Amen. Amen.
We got to understand it. Just like he took the disciples up to show them and pull back the veil on himself in Matthew 17, that's what God's going to do with the people in the earth. We can't stay among the multitude. I like it where we talked about when Jesus got ready to take the boys across. It was like 3 places, but one of them in John. I like it. He said, it said specifically, he sent the multitude away. Yes. Oh boy, that thing just hit you like a neon light. I'm like, oh! So while we're looking for the big things and the visible things, he's sending them away. And there's a people, just like there was the disciples. It said in there was a strong wind coming. And that strong wind was coming up against them. That strong wind, I believe, is the same thing about that flood. A wind of doctrine. Like on Facebook. Facebook got a strong wind. Am I right? Yeah. Pass and gas. I just couldn't pass that up. I'm telling you, it needs a spiritual animal. Dang. Let me get back to my business. I'm telling you, Facebook is a hot mess sometimes, but I really believe that he's going to take it. It says, soon as they acknowledged him and received them into themselves, which is talking about the boat, but that's what it says. They was already on the other side. Hoo-wee. Oh, that's pretty quick. I don't know the metrics or anything, or how long the feet or whatever, the furlongs or cubits, I don't know. But I like what it says. And I believe in this is going to happen to us. Remember we started off, said he came among his own. And his own did not receive him. Light shined in the darkness and it could not comprehend it. See, when we read darkness in scriptures, the first thing we think about is taverns. Cussing. Drinking. Come on now. We should know better in this house. Darkness is not necessarily, there's a works of darkness, but darkness alone, there's a religious darkness. There's a spiritual darkness that's in the church. In fact, you going to say something?
Undeveloped capacity.
That's exactly what it is. That's what I told you guys. It's an undeveloped capacity. It's ignorance. It's not knowing. I'm here to tell you, but God is bringing us to a point where we can be knowledgeable. Because there's a tutor in the earth that can train you, make you sensitive to the things of God. Amen. When I was at the Royal Faith Center, They used to try to figure out, how did you know scriptures like that? How did you prophesy like that? How did you know all the demons like that? You knew the whole hit list. Demon hit list. Calling demons out, praying with people on the altar and call demons out, people manifesting. Before I was a pastor, before I was a minister, before I was ordained. I was studying before the paper, the rice paper. I was doing the work of ministry before the open affirmation. I wanted to know about the spirit realm before all of that stuff, because most of that stuff, if you're not, oh boy, most of those things, those furnishings, them phylacteries, them outward adorning, it stupefies people. It's just like when you graduate out of high school. You just say, I'm not going to use my brain. Some folks, they get a measure of spiritual success. They get ordained. They get, not talking about nobody here. You know, I just know some people. Once they walk the platform or got the oil sprinkled on them, that was it. And they do nothing else with their faith. Ordination shouldn't define you. You should be casting out devils because it's your inheritance, not your ministry. You don't prophesy because it's your ministry, you prophesy because it's your inheritance. Oh, glory. It's your inheritance. If you look at it from that aspect, then you wouldn't have to wait on somebody to tell you, you know, girl, you are knowing it. You know, you can teach, preach. Just do the ministry. But not just the ministry, your inheritance. John, let's go to John 16. So I believe there's an invocation. There's an invocation of the Holy Spirit. I'm speaking because I want to cause our spiritual aptitude to go to another level. I want us to move from just desiring the sincere milk of the word. I want us to have our senses exercised. Strong meat. That's what this house is about. Strong meat. Strong meat. We'll never make it to 1 Corinthians 14, 6 and 26. I say it every other service. Am I right? We got to get to that point. That should be on your radar. You know why? Because in the Old Testament, when they went up to the feast 3 times a year, he told them, don't come empty-handed. How many folks go to church empty-handed? But that's not my portion. God didn't call me to do that. He just called me to be at the church. I don't have to really go through all that stuff. I got the joy of the Lord and the joy unspeakable and full of glory. I got the fruit. Can I share something with you? You can't advance the kingdom with fruit.
Amen.
You advance the kingdom with power.
Amen. Amen.
The kingdom will never advance if we want to be good people. Ooh, I just feel like I just want to. That was a good swing. That's what we want to do. We want to be good people. We want to be without spot or wrinkle or any such thing, any blemish. If we can make it squeaky clean for a whole week, we're glorified. No struggle. Hey, girl, I ain't have a problem this week. Thanks be unto God. It's low-level living. If we have to value our spiritual progress over because of abstinence, that's a false balance.
You're right.
It is. It is. We're not supposed to be walking around and trying to make sure touch not, taste not, handle not. That's not our ministry.
Amen.
Our ministry is not to make sure we don't say the wrong thing.
Right.
Huh?
We should be above.
And we need to. That's above the line. Jesus took care of all of that.
Yeah.
What you need to do is like homologio. He's confession. And homologio is the same confession. That word confession is bigger than just you saying I do or